Yeah, but I've got an amazing special guest here to interview tonight. Annie Drews, the 2020 Olympic gold medalist for the United States volleyball team. Annie, thank you so much for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. It's so great to be back.
What are you thinking of the match so far?
It's been tight. It's been point for point, and I'd expect nothing less from Big Ten volleyball from two teams who are trying to do something special down the stretch. So it's been fun to see such a close match.
I got some scripted questions for you, if that's
Okay.
all right. I want to take you back to 2020. You're in Tokyo.
Yeah.
You're on the floor with match point on the line. That ball hits the floor. What was the feeling like when you became an Olympic gold medalist?
Man, it's so surreal. I wish I had a more specific word. I would say there's a sense of relief in a way. You work so hard and you have all these questions over the years. So to see it come to fruition, it was just this big exhale and then a flood of emotions for sure.
Was there a moment later when you just kind of realized you were cleaning around the house or maybe just like walking and just realized, I'm a gold medalist?
You know, it's funny. Volleyball is a growing sport in America. We train in Southern California, and I think a week or two after I was in Costco, and someone recognized me, and they were like, "We just watched you," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm in Costco!" And it was super cool in this moment where I was like, "Wow, I'm a gold medalist," but also just to be recognized for volleyball in the U.S. was really exciting.
That kind of brings me to my next point. You met with the team last night.
Mm-hmm.
You're a very big figure in this community, and you got a chance to talk with them. What did you say to the team last night, and then what did you see in the eyes of those young women as they pass around your gold medal?
You know, one thing we talked about, just as I've been following along with their season, they have so many weapons they can use, but they're also, just based on experience and who they have, they're going to need to use everyone. They're not going to be a team that has 7 girls who play every day, day in, day out. So we talked about how that looked with the USA team last year in Tokyo. We had some untimely injuries in some games. We just had to change people and approaching it, if you're not a starter, approaching it as a game changer. How am I going to come off the bench and bring my very best and change something in the match? And so that was kind of the message I wanted to relay to them. And I think that's something that's totally applicable to their season this year. They're going to need a lot of people ready to come off the bench. So that was special. Sharing the medal was cool with them. Really cool to see the emotion on our coaches' faces. To bring it back nearly 10 years after I was a freshman here and sit in that room with them was really awesome.
Sidebar, is it heavy?
Oh, it's very heavy. And you don't realize till you have to wear it for about an hour. And then you're like, oh, my neck just kind of hurts. So
you were a senior night had a senior night in here before. We're last night for the seniors here in Holloway. What do you remember from your senior night, and what does it mean to play in games with emotional attachments? Is it heavier or harder?
It definitely can be. You have to kind of combat that and just try to stay present in the moment. You're obviously thinking about this being your last game. You're thinking about the tournament coming up. But the more present you can be, the more you're just going to enjoy it. And I think a lot of good volleyball is played when you're just enjoying it. So.
We're heading into the third set, but I've just got one more question for you, Annie. I appreciate you coming out today. You've got a lot of accomplishments, not just as a volleyball player, but as a successful woman in sport.
Thank you.
And so we've seen the Big Ten go for their first media day with volleyball.
Yeah.
It's a growing sport in America.
Totally.
What would you say to those young girls out there who love volleyball or just love being athletes in general? What would you say to them as they grow in their sports?
I would just say participate in any way. If we want to see the volleyball in the U.S. grow to be something that is like an NBA or WNBA one day, we've got to have people putting in the groundwork. And that comes from people who have the experience and who have these opportunities, such as the team, such as myself, but also girls coming to things and showing their excitement and trying to learn. And I think the more we can get people participating, the more we're going to see this sport really flourish in the next 10 years.
Annie, thank you so much for joining us. You got a score prediction? Are we finishing in 4 or 5?
I'm thinking Purdue in 4. I think this set loss is maybe just the chip they need on their shoulder.
That's amazing. We're going to take a quick break as this match kind of starts off, but thank you so much to Annie Drews for joining us here today. It was a pleasure meeting you, and best of luck in your pro career.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Just a quick break as we step aside as my partner Craig comes back on the headset after Annie Drews just joined us for a brief moment. We're tied 1-1 to start this third set, but overall we're tied 1-1 in the match as Michigan just stole the second, 25-23.